Toby was passing by and he hit a giant bad section of the track, and a whole bunch of his ballast in his train poured onto D199 and George. That was intended, right, sir? Oh, no, it wasn't. That was a good one, boss. Ah, shut it. D199 was certainly in a mess, but the engines of the Choppermats Railway kept going. PCE, met some engines in the yards. Hello there. Hello, fellow tender engine, said Hero. Glad to meet you. So apparently you're the inexperienced tender engine. Yes, I am, said PCE. Well, said Hank, it doesn't matter if you're inexperienced or not. At least you're a tender engine. Yeah, said Hero. That's all that matters. Yeah, said Big City Engine. Yeah, with that, he gave a giant shove off the line. Hey, partner, what was that for? It's like you're working for an evil force. Well, I am. And with that, he went to go get Hero. Soon enough, he shoved Hero off the line. Hero fought for his life, but the weight of the big engine, he couldn't handle it. What was that for? Well, Spancam has a tight schedule he runs by, and, I think I just completed my first task. And he trotted down the line. But how did Big City Engine come in touch with Spancam? Must have been at the other railway. Hopefully an engine can come by and pick us up pretty soon. But they didn't. Sir, you're good. 2 engines identified as Hero and Hank shoved off the line. Very well done. Now, let's go take over the Magic Railroad. This time, we'll get 'em. Alright, I'll keep the other engines occupied. Splatter, Dodge, go make sure that diesel engine over at the quarry gets here. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, and Steamer, go get that engine they so call Stepney. He's seen too much. Yes, sir. And so, BCE and Splatter and Dodge did their missions. Mavis was shutting at the quarry at the time. She brought cars into a line, and then shut. Mavis had absolutely no work to do. She had sat in a siding and waited for other engines to pass. Soon Splatter and Dodge arrived. Mavis trotted towards them. Hello there. Haven't seen you two around before. Who are you? Well, we're probably old friend of yours. You know? Yeah, since this of the two splitting apart. Yeah. Suddenly, Dodge went straight for Mavis, and the two coupled up together and shoved her back. She was shunted back and her brakes were applied. Dodge turned around and Splattered watched the whole thing roll down. Alright, we just have a simple question, Mavis. Where is Thomas the Tank Engine? Oh, I'm not sure at all. Are you sure that's true? And he shoved her back a little bit more. Yes, that's true, said Mavis. Please. The water's right there. Oh, well, we need to know where Thomas the Tank Engine is. Please tell us, now. Said Mavis. I can't, because I don't know where he is. Lie, said Dodge. Splatter? Do it, said Splatter. And with that, he shoved Mavis into the water. Mavis was utterly horrified. But then, she was surprised to find Splatter bring back the breakdown train. Alright, we're gonna bring you out of the water and do the same thing over and over again until you've reached the last stage. Mavis didn't answer any more of their questions, so they had to bring her back to the boss. Meanwhile, Stepney was filling up on water. He was tired from the night before when all of a sudden BC came in, snapped him, and rushed away. Oh, I wonder who left the hose down. Whatever. Meanwhile, D199 wandered into the Magic Railroad. At first, Lady thought it was Thomas going through the buffers. To find out it was D199, he quickly disappeared into the other railway buffers. Could've sworn I saw an engine nearby. Looks like that lost engine is lost again. And look what they left behind for me. A nice thing of gold dust. I'll take this with me. This will come in handy. Lady soon returned to find her gold dust truck had vanished. Oh no, D199 must have taken it. That is not good at all. I must warn the other engines. But at least I stayed on this Magic Railroad. I don't know what it would do without me. That night, BC came back with Stepney. Ah, very well done, said Spancam. I see you've brought back the one that's seen too much. Let me go, whoever you are, said Stepney. Oh, you probably know who I am. And he gave out a long whistle. BC, but how? How'd you come in touch with Spancam? It's a long story, he said. Here you go. He shunted Stepney over to Spancam. Excellent. Stepney was turned around. D199 hooked up to him. Well, enjoy your ride in the Magic Railroad. It's a bit rigged in there, but enjoy it while it lasts. With that, he backed up and gave Stepney a giant shove into the Magic Railroad. He'll derail when there. Stepney rattled into the Magic Railroad, hit the points wrong, and came off the rails. Lady was very surprised. What just happened? Said Stepney. I don't know, said Lady. What happened on the other side? Oh, I remember Spancam shoved me into here, and look, now I'm derailed. Something sketchy's going on, said Lady. But I best stay hidden here. That's right. Your secret's safe with me, said Stepney. I have nowhere else to go. Back on Sodor, Splatter and Dodge brought Mavis, and Spancam did the exact same thing he did to Stepney. Very well done, boss. Very well done indeed. The mail train comes tonight. This time, we catch that little puffball. Steamer, you know him best. Go get him. With this, BCE puffed down the line to get interfered with Percy's mail train. Percy was puffing through Napper Station at the time. He was making up for lost time. He puffed by its points, but all of a sudden he got shoved from behind. Something coupled up to him. Percy felt a heavy weight, and all of a sudden he was being tugged backwards. Well, hey, what's going on? You mail trucks don't have any kick. Percy was soon brought to the span camp. BC, I can't believe you would do this. Oh, I'd do it. Just for an old friend, of course. Old friend? Oh, yes. Well, we met on the other railway a long time ago. And, well, we saved each other. It's a long story, but you'll hear it a different time. What are you going to do with me, said Percy. Oh, only this, said Spamcam. With another giant shove, the coupling was snapped between Percy and the mail trucks. He disappeared into the Magic Railroad. Alright, get rid of these scrap cars here. Tomorrow we have a couple more engines we need to hunt down. And this time we will catch Thomas, the tank engine. Early the next morning, Stafford went to the battery charging station to charge his battery. He hummed to himself as he was hooked up. What a gorgeous day. What a gorgeous day, he said to himself. I bet you nothing could go wrong. All of a sudden, something did go wrong as he was towed away by some random engine. Then later that day, Emily was racing to her job, while somebody was racing after her. She was just about to merge onto the main line, when suddenly from behind her, Spancam came up and snatched her and raced back to the buffers. Stafford and Emily were both shunted in. That morning, Thomas was helping Stanley the long line of freight cars. It was of old rocks and gravel of any sort. The two struggled up the hill. Their wheels slipped and slid against the rails. The trucks did not want to give up easily. My, these trucks are heavier than the time I had to pull 10 by myself at Great Waterton. Agreed, they might not be as many cars, but they certainly are heavy. Just then, the corner of Thomas's eye, he saw something. Percy's mail cars. On Captain's shed. What are those doing here? I don't know, said Stanley. That is quite weird. Did Percy ever return last night? No, actually he didn't. Something's fishy. The two struggled around the island, noticing some engines were missing. Stafford should usually be at his battery charging station right now. And Emily should be pulling her train at Great Waterton. Something is definitely up. Then, while passing past the yards, what about Stepney? He should be here by now. He should be shunting my train for the afternoon, said Thomas. Thomas and Stanley's long train soon arrived at the clay pits, but they were both confused why Stone was supposed to arrive to the clay pits. Gator was showing by when Thomas asked him, Gator, why is Stone being arrived here? Oh, I think Stone has some extension ideas. Maybe a station or something. Don't be so daft, Gator, said Marion round in the corner. I'm sure it will be something about digging. Whatever it is, said Timothy above. He has plans on it. Then Fergus rounded the bend, and Thomas asked him one more question. Have any of you guys seen Percy? Or even Emily? Or even Stafford? No, said Fergus. Not here. It's always the same engines. It's me, Marion over there, Gator, Timothy, Bill, and Ben. Oh, great, said Ben. More trucks to shunt. Hooray. They cause any trouble, Thomas? Asked Bill from the back. No, not really, said Stanley, but you guys better get shunting them. And they were uncoupled from the train. As the twins shunted the trucks, Thomas and Stanley thought long and hard about where the engines could be. Could they be at the scrapyard, said Stanley. Nah, there's no one around to take them. Anyways, I don't believe that would happen to so many engines. Maybe they're on the Little Western line. Oh yeah, haven't checked there yet. Sorry to interrupt, said Marion passing by, but Bill and Ben need to shunt some trucks in that siding. She strolled back away, and Thomas and Stanley both left the clay pits. Thomas and Stanley came to the entrance of the Little Western line to find a stop sign there. But Henry was there. Henry, do you know why the Little Western line is closed? No, said Henry. I don't think anybody does. But that line's been deserted for a long time. Oliver and Duck have been working out a little bit more. For some reason, we've had a shortage of engines. Oh, said Thomas, this could explain a lot. As in shortage of Emily, Percy, Stafford? Yeah, engines like that, but we have no idea where they are. Said Thomas. There's another entrance in. I bet you that line's still open. So, Henry moved out of the way, and Thomas and Stanley continued on their adventure. The big entrance to the Little Western line was closed too, so they had to go into the very back area. Thomas and Stanley came around to the other entrance just as Norman came whooshing by with a random car. Norman, what's this car for? I don't know. It was just in the tunnel. I just hit it. Just then Thomas realized something. Why, it's a gold dust car. Who could have found that? Then it all made sense. Stanley, stay here. I know where the engines are. Thomas puffed to the bay. I wonder where he's going. Norman, would you mind exploring the Little Western line with me? Sure thing, said Norman. It is a bit curious why it's closed. Thomas went to enter the Bay Area to find it closed with another stop sign, a cargo car, and the Calliope stacked on top of each other. I know there's another way in, but it seems to block the other line too. I have to find a way in. I know something's up over there. Stanley and Norman ventured into the Little Western Line the back way.